welcome to Forbidden Planet TV. I'm Andrew Sumner. This right here is Dan Slott in the UK, in the heart of the Forbidden Planet TV green room, right here in central London. How are you, mate?
Oh, great. It's so wonderful to be here, Andrew.
It's wonderful to see you in the flesh, mate.
Because normally we're in little video boxes.
Little boxes on the screen. And we've had many things to talk about today, but the main reason we're here chatting is about this project, the upcoming Titan Comics hardcover of your Once Upon a Time Lord 10th Doctor story.
My first ever time writing Doctor Who!
Fantastic. But you are indeed a very long-term Doctor Who fan, are you not?
I am a epic Doctor Who fan. I started watching as a child in America when we visit my grandma on the East Coast. On the West Coast where I lived, we didn't get Doctor Who on public television. And on the East Coast, I was able to see Robot. Start with like the first Tom Baker.
What a great one to start with. That's a fantastic episode.
And get through all the Harry and Sarah Jane episodes. Yeah. And then like another summer or two later, I got to see the Doctor and Leela with like Talons of Wen Chiang.
Yeah.
And one summer saw the Key to Time series. And then my family moved to England. And when we moved right when they were doing The Leisure Hive. With Romana 2.
Yeah. What an amazing time. So were you in the UK for the transition to Peter Davison and those episodes?
Peter Davison was like because with the Tom Bakers, if you missed seeing him in the States, if you missed a night, you missed the whole adventure. Or if mom sent you to sleep, you didn't get to see how it ended. So for the longest time, I didn't know how the arc in space ended. There are all these gaps, and I didn't get to see all of Key to Time. So, like, the Peter Davison era is the first time where I saw the Doctor regenerate, and I got to follow all his adventures all the way up to Caves of Androzani and see him regenerate. And so he was like my first end-to-end. When we moved to England, and I was so excited, I knew I was going to get to watch Doctor Who all the time, and I wasn't going to miss anything. And as a comic book head, you people who are fans, you want to know all the continuity. So instead of doing my schoolwork, I would go to Forbidden Planet on Tottenham Court Road.
Right on.
I would buy all the Target novelizations, and I'd blast through like 2 or 3 a week. And I started with Unearthly Child, and I went all the way through Key of Time till I got every single thing I missed, and I got up to date, and then boom, I was ready to go.
What I love about that story is the glorious confluence, as it has ever been, of Doctor Who and Forbidden Planet right together. And of course, that was a lovely store, the Tottenham Court Road store. Of course, now we're at 179 Shaftesbury Avenue, the biggest pop culture store in the world.
In the world.
And as big as it looks, it's bigger on the inside as well. So obviously, we're very proud to be working with you at Titan Comics on Doctor Who, which I know is a dream project.
Yes!
So what can you tell me about the genesis of Once Upon a Time Lord? Here are the 2 variant covers right here.
This is the one going to all the shops, and this is direct market only with a cover by Adam Hughes.
The mighty Adam Hughes.
The mighty Adam Hughes, who is a Doctor Who fan as well. He's a Whovian. And knowing that, I was able to exploit that and say, Adam, will you like to do a cover, please? And he was like, sure. And then we got this beauty. This is by interior artist Chris Jones.
Great Chris
Jones. There is stuff in here where every Doctor Who Easter egg is possibly in this story is drawn perfectly by Chris Jones because he knows his stuff. Yeah, that's like, the fun of working on these is that everybody working on them, they are Whovians. Everyone is like, they know their stuff. It's exciting. This all happened because every time I would come to London, the guys from FP and Titan would take me out, and then they would say, would you like to do some Doctor Who for us?
The guys being our bosses, Nick Landau and Vivian Chung.
Nick and Vivian.
The mighty Nick and Vivian.
They would take me out, and then would you like to do some Doctor Who? And I would always have to say, I cannot. I am Marvel exclusive. I'm very sorry. It would eat me alive. I would go home in tears. Because someone saying, would you like this delicious plate of chocolate cake? And I would have to go, yes, but I can't. because Marvel will come down and they'll be like, no, you can't do that. And then every time my contract was up for renegotiation of Marvel, I would say, could I have a carve out for Doctor Who? Just carve out for one Doctor Who. And they would say, no, you like working for Marvel? Do you like working for Marvel, Dan? They'd be like, yes, I like working for Marvel. But then one year, I had a little extra leverage, and the way I used it, did I want more money? Did I want like more bells and whistles? No, I wanted to write Doctor Who, and they said, fine, you can do one Doctor Who a year. Then I was like, yay! And this is how this came about.
And this is the first of one Doctor Who a year.
This is the first. Hopefully, we are going to try to put out 3, one a year. But I wrote this one as if anything could happen and this could be my one and only shot. So everything in the kitchen sink is in here. All my love of New Who from the Russell T Davies era, the original one, and the classic era from all the Doctor Who I had growing up. Everything's in there. There are brand new villains that me and Chris Jones have come up with. There are classic aliens. There are new aliens. New Who aliens. Everything is in this. You'll see. I'm not giving away everything. You gotta see.
I think without giving anything away, what I love about it, having been privileged enough to read it, is the fact that it's Doctor Who, but with your uniquely long-term Marvel author sensibility. So for a man heavily involved in the Spider-Verse, for example, you've applied that to Doctor Who. So if you are a fan who loves an Easter egg and loves an allusion to the greater universe, you'd be very satisfied with this book.
If you are a diehard Whovian, there are so many bells and whistles and Easter eggs throughout this whole thing. But if you have never read Doctor Who before, if you're someone who likes my work from Spider-Man or Silver Surfer or any of the other stuff I've worked on, if you want this to be your first experience into Doctor Who, this will hold your hand and introduce you to the whole Whoniverse. You never have to have read a Doctor Who before to be able to follow this story. But if you have, if you've been just following since the new run, you will find so many Easter eggs. And if you've been following classic Doctor Who, there'll be even more.
Dan, who are your favourite classic Doctors?
All of them. I love all of them. I favor no Doctor over any other Doctor. I'm not falling into that trap.
Is that the same answer for the new ones?
Yes.
Of course.
Because then I'd bump into one of them and I can't go like, you're my favorite. Then they can roll the tape and go, oh, no. I'm not getting caught in that trap. I refuse. I love them all equally. Every Doctor has their merits.
Extremely well said, mate. And I think this glorious book is a glorious expression of that ethos. And thanks so much for joining us and coming all the way over to London to talk about this. It's really great to see you, mate.
It's so good to see you, not in a little box.
Not in a little box.
Not in a little box.
This is the mighty Dan Slott, and this is his even mightier Doctor Who hardcover comic, Once Upon a Time Lord.
Beautiful art by Christopher Jones, Matthew Dow Smith, and Doctor Who storyboard artist Mike Collins.
The great Mike Collins, and a lovely Adam Hughes cover to boot.
Direct market only.
Take care, mate. Great to see you.
Thanks, Andrew.
If you're enjoying watching Forbidden Planet TV and you're enjoying watching us talk to the world's most interesting and accomplished filmmakers, authors, artists, musicians, creators, subscribe right here. See you soon.